E3 2006, we're at the Sony press conference, and as everyone knows, E3 doesn't start till you get to one of the hardware makers' press conference, and here we are at Sony, Jess.
Yep, this is the first press conference I've gone to that has to do with the consoles. I'm really excited. I think, Sony's really going to pull out all the guns on this. I hope to see some, price points. I hope to see some PSP stuff, in-game footage. I'm expecting a lot, but I think they're going to deliver. I'm really excited.
We want high-res graphics and big news, so let's get right into it. It's the Sony press conference at E3 2006.
First impressions.
Wow, I'm actually really surprised. I didn't think they were going to show this much stuff here. I had an inkling that they were going to show the price, that they were going to show a couple of playable games, but they really laid it all out here.
So with the controller, do you think that they copied Nintendo's Wii controller, or did they do basically what they should have done in the first place?
It's hard to say. I mean, it's definitely what they should have done to compete with Nintendo, because that was the company's big edge. Now that they don't have that without the sensor, they're in big trouble in terms of what that can bring to game designers. Because now you can conceivably port third-party Wii games to PS3. You won't need to hook up all that extra stuff, and you've got the PlayStation user base. Whether or not they copied it, hard to say, because I don't know when they started production. But it's definitely a really good move.
And there's been a lot of rumors floating around, especially when Sony ended up pushing back their launch date in regards to the PlayStation 3. Do you think that what they brought to the press conference and what they're going to show on the E3 floor is really going to up the ante back in their favor?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I think that once again, at the risk of making a proclamation too early, they've already won E3 again. There's nothing that Microsoft or Nintendo can do to really one-up this unless they have some kind of secret weapon themselves. And when you factor in all this playable software and the fact that it is going to make its launch with the price, it's going to be really hard to beat them.
Now talk to me about the real-time graphics. Those are awesome. I actually got shivers. What did you think? Give me some titles that really impressed you.
I was really impressed by Heavenly Sword. It looked exactly like the trailer.
Awesome.
It looked exactly like it was supposed to.
Cool.
8 Days, the game that used to be the exploding gas demo.
Yep.
That's finally got a title. That looks really good. The Naughty Dog game without a title that looks kind of like a Tomb Raider Lara Croft game with the guy in the jungle.
Oh, yeah.
That looks really good. And Warhawk looks great also. I think Gran Turismo, it's hard to say. It's just Gran Turismo 4 assets in high def. I wasn't as impressed as I thought I was going to be with that. But I mean, on the whole, they did a really good job of actually delivering.
So Roper, you're the first one out of our crew to actually get your hands on the new PlayStation 3 controller. Impressions?
It's pretty sweet. Warhawk is basically using only the tilting as opposed to using the left analog stick to control right now. And I mean, it's a flight game, so you're always going to have a little bit of delay in what's happening, but it seems really responsive. It's totally different than playing with the analog stick, so it kind of screwed me up now and again, and I had trouble getting through tight spots, but it worked really well. So it's a little bit of practice, a little bit of learning curve, but it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so the response time on it is pretty good. I mean, can you see this? You think they're going to tighten it up a little bit more, or is this going to be it?
Well, I mean, it's hard to tell exactly how good it is because it's not a real fast-paced, it's not a super fast-paced action game. I mean, it is, but it's a flight sim.
Yeah.
So, you're going to have to wait for your ship to pitch and roll and whatnot. So there's going to be a delay anyway, but it seems like it's spot on.
Yeah.
So.
Now, this sucker is going to be included, I think, in both of the $500 and $600 ranges. Is the price worth it?
For the system, I don't know, I guess. I mean that game looks awesome. Resistance looks sweet. But I mean, I want to know how much the controller is going to be by itself, because it's going to be like $70, 80. I don't know. It's going to be a lot.
Not only that, but it's wireless on top of it. So
Indeed, yeah.
You get a lot of bang for your buck and a lot of buck for this system. Now, you and I had gotten into discussion about in-game graphics, and you were kind of like, I don't know about it, Jess. So now that you've seen this, what did you think?
It's good. I mean, it's some games look better than others, but like Heavenly Sword over there looks awesome.
Oh, doesn't that not look
Resistance looks great. Warhawk has some of the best water I've ever seen. Just an all-around good-looking game. And then some of the stuff EA showed, their tech demos for Madden and NBA Live, that looks awesome. So it's easily 360. I don't know how much farther it's going to go yet, but it's up there. So
I'm here with Dylan in front of his game Warhawk. Nice talking to you, Dylan.
Good to talk to you.
Yeah, so I got a quick question in regards to the controller. How did you guys when you made the game know that that was going to be something you were going to have to do right off the bat, or did you have to go back and change stuff?
You know what? We were actually hoping for it. The controller was a very tight secret for a very, very long time, and we always were hoping, you know, because our hands are always moving when we fly the Warhawk, so we were hoping it was going to be there, and so when they finally let us in on the secret, we were like, yes, thankfully, and we just turned a couple knobs and re-enabled the functionality that we wanted, and boom, we were on. And this is just a couple days of dynamics tuning, so
really?
Yeah.
That's really impressive. So you found it pretty easy then to make the adjustments in order to fit everything? Or?
Absolutely. Sony's done an amazing job with the signals that come off of the controller. And like Phil mentioned in the presentation, you don't have to stick anything on your TV. There's no extraneous devices. It's all the controller, all wireless. The battery is great, the rumble is great, the sensors are great, and he's right, it's lighter than the original DualShock, but has far more functionality.
Now, is your title going to be a title, one of the first ones to come out where it's going to be the new controller compatible?
Absolutely. Warhawk will be fully compatible with the controller. As they mentioned, that is the controller.
Yeah.
Every PlayStation has that now. So when Warhawk is released, it will completely support the new controller.
We're here at the Kaz Hirai, the head of Sony America. Now today you unveiled the price point, the multiple release dates, and the motion-sensitive controller. You got any more surprises you want to share with us?
Oh no, we have so many surprises today to share with everybody that I'm out of surprises for today. But perhaps many more to come in the months and weeks ahead.
Gotcha. You made quite an impact. The motion-sensitive controller, is that going to be an option, or is it always going to be on? Every game has to be controlled with it, or can be controlled with it.
Any game that is developed for the PlayStation 3, if the content creators want to incorporate the motion sensing technology, we'll be able to do that very quickly and very easily.
And you know the question we have to ask, when did you come up with the idea and begin implementing it in development?
I think that's another thing that was kind of brewing in Ken Kutaragi's mind, and the people on the R&D side really took a lot of effort, took a lot of time to realize Ken Kutaragi's vision once again.
Looks like motion sensitivity is going to become all the rage. You also unveiled a couple new games that we hadn't heard of, 8 Days and Naughty Dog. Tell us a little bit about both of those titles.
Well, Naughty Dog, for the first time, we unveiled a new title that they're working on for the PlayStation 3, which we're very excited about. Very different from some of the games that Naughty Dog have done in the past. And 8 Days, just visually stunning. Not too much details that I can share with you right now, but I promise you it's going to be a fantastic title, and I think you would agree, just by looking at the video we showed, the kind of power the title brings, but also in conjunction with PlayStation 3, what it can do.
You actually unveiled 2 SKUs actually for the PlayStation 3, one with the 20 gig hard drive, one with the 60. What's a gamer going to be able to do with the 60 that they can't do with the 20?
Well, with the 60 gigabyte hard disk drive, you're going to be able to certainly download a lot more content and store it in your hard disk drive, as opposed to a 20 gigabyte drive, which is fairly big and robust in and of itself. But we wanted to give the consumers the option to really enjoy an HD environment. So the more storage capacity, the better, we thought, for the consumers.
Kaz Hirai, head of Sony America, thank you for talking with us.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
That's the official word from Sony, but there's a lot more E3 to come.